Road trip. So today's story comes from an unspecified location. Rather mysterious. Just as mysterious and bizarre though is this YouTube video that was recently uploaded using artificial intelligence to create a 1950s Super Smash Bros. Film trailer. It looks pretty real, and many have wondered if the video game company Nintendo, of which this video game is based off of, will figuratively toss their hat into the ring when it comes to the powers of AI. Well, it seems like they might be getting involved, whether they want to be or not. Join us on this trip to the road to everywhere. Welcome back to the road to everywhere. So nice of you all to join us on this road trip. Today joining me is none other than Chase. How you doing, man?
I'm doing so good.
Are you hyped? Are you hyped for this? Because we're gonna watch a video today.
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. You don't even know how hyped I am.
Did you know they were going to be releasing a Super Smash Bros. Movie?
Did you know that they're gonna be making Impossible bacon?
I think I tried it. I don't think it was very good. Actually, no, I didn't try Impossible. I tried Impossible hot dogs, and they tasted like sawdust, which was really a shame because
I feel like the Impossible hot dogs just don't belong. That's just not supposed to exist.
Oh, well, that's kind of hard for me because I'm a vegetarian and I like Impossible stuff to, actually be good. And the tacos are okay, but like, not hot dogs. In fact, I think I would rather die than eat another Impossible hot dog.
Oh, that's so funny.
Okay, but you know what's a lot like an Impossible hot dog?
Smash Brothers movie.
Yes, because when it's made with AI, sometimes it seems like you're not quite getting the real thing. Instead, you're getting a weird imposter that really feels like it shouldn't exist. Now, we're going to get a fresh reaction. This isn't necessarily a reaction video, but it's going to more spark a little bit of a commentary on what's going on with AI. Now, I have seen this trailer brought to us by a YouTube channel called Abandoned Films, which has gotten a lot of attention. They have over 200,000 subscribers, and they decided to release a little trailer for a Super Smash Bros. Movie. But it was made with AI, and it's made to look like a 1950s Super Panavision 70 type film. Now, you haven't seen this, am I correct?
No, I've not seen this.
Okay, I have, and honestly, it's pretty awesome. As much as we're dogging on this, comparing this to Impossible hot dogs, but go ahead and get into this thing. Let me get the audio a little bit better here. There we go. All right, are you ready for this thing? Got the popcorn?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get a fresh reaction, everybody. Let's go.
Get ready for the ultimate showdown, where heroes, villains, and legends collide in one epic battle. Into the world of Super Smash Bros., where iconic characters from across the gaming universe come together for a fight like no other. Mario, with his signature jumps and fireballs, squares off against Link, armed with sword and shield from Hyrule. Pikachu brings the thunder, while Donkey Kong's raw...
How do you feel about that Donkey Kong we got here?
I was more concerned about the Pikachu with the lightning coming out of his hands.
What does it kind of look like? One of those costumes, like a Barney suit? Could you imagine this being on the set of Barney?
It's giving FNAF.
It's giving me like Super Saiyan vibes. Like it's like Barney singing his song and Pikachu's like, come out!
I see that. Wait, why did you say? I was thinking the same thing.
Oh my gosh. And I have such limited Dragon Ball knowledge, like most of mine came from DBZ Abridged, so more than I do. And then we got pseudo-realistic Donkey Kong. So let's get a little farther into here.
Or shakes the
that was a little
battlefield.
spooky.
But they're not alone. Samus, Kirby, Fox,
Simus.
Peach, Ness, and a whole roster of fan favorites are here to throw down. Every match is unpredictable, with wild power-ups, daring moves, and smash attacks that can change the tide in an instant. Whether it's one-on-one duels or all-out brawls, the stakes have never been higher.
Sonic
Only the strongest will emerge victorious. And the brawls are more intense than ever with these challengers.
I'm Daisy. Oh, what the? Why is Mega Man a child?
Fear my flowers. Fear and venom. Okay, I do kind of like this Yoshi though. Like, as terrifying as it is, it gives me serious Jim Henson vibes.
From now on, I will be calling Samus Simus.
Simus, like
as the video said. Also, why is Mega Man a child?
Yeah, he's supposed to be Mega Man.
Mewtwo controls the field with psychic prowess. Lucina strikes fast with her blade.
Hello, Lucina! I can get behind this. I mean, I can get ahead of this character. Okay, you know, we're just gonna move on. Mewtwo's Nightmare Fuel.
I'm pretty sure you went back.
Strikes fast.
Yeah, no, I'd watch this movie. I'd definitely watch it 3 times.
With her blade, Pit soars with divine precision, and the crafty Wario unleashes chaos wherever he goes.
People in the comments were saying that they would go see a movie out of just Wario, and I'm all for it. I would watch a movie about this dude.
Wario, he might drive me crazy by the end of the movie.
Goes. Even Mr. Game & Watch joins the chaos. Each fighter brings their own unique style and...
Whoa. Wow. Jigglypuff.
Did you think we'd have this technology in our lifetime?
Did you think you'd ever see Jigglypuff walking down the road looking at you in the eyes like that?
Only if I was on some substances. Like,
why do I feel like I need a pet Jigglypuff?
No, don't give into it. It's a trap.
More unpredictable and exhilarating than the last. Prepare for the brawl of a lifetime, where alliances crumble and rivals rise. Super Smash Bros, where legends are made.
Wow.
Okay, so that was the Super Smash Bros. 1950s Super Panavision 70 film. This was from Abandoned Film. So I gotta ask, Chase, what do you think about this?
In one epic battle.
I would 100% watch this movie.
I mean, it's a super uncanny valley in every way possible, but I can't deny it's kind of epic.
Could you imagine how iconic this movie would be? It would be so cringy, but it would be so good just for that reason alone.
And don't get me wrong. So, fun fact about us is, for those who don't know, me and Chase are very kind of different ends of the AI spectrum. I'm going a little more to his direction the older I get, but I am definitely a lot more like, I would have liked to never have had this big AI button to bring it into reality, like never push, because I think it's going to create a lot of problems. Whereas I know you're very big on let's go all in with it, right?
Yeah, I love AI.
Now, I am coming around to it because I do feel like there are things, if we can move our society in a way to where, you know, maybe we could use AI to like do like those jobs nobody wants to do, and humans can spend less time worrying about money and use it for, you know, living better, more creative, happy lives with people they love. But
am I hearing communism
now that's currently being used for what were you saying?
Keep talking. Yeah, I said, did I hear communism?
No, not that. Last I checked, we didn't have an AI Stalin, so can we even say Stalin on YouTube? Anyways, it's one of those where I feel like we could use it to where we could have the AI doing the jobs and stuff. But I feel like right now, most of what I'm seeing with AI is a lot of stuff that's kind of for problems. Like, I've been seeing a lot of scams on YouTube with like live streams pretending they're famous people. Have you seen those yet?
I don't think I have, actually.
Oh, really? You see, you've already been suckered into it. They tricked you with this beautiful Samus right here. So, yeah, no, but I do think this can be used for good, you know?
Fox as long scary.
As... What's that?
Okay, Zelda looked pretty cool.
Yeah. The Legend of Zelda stuff is some of the coolest stuff because it looks super medieval fantasy.
Where did they get Pit? That looked like a real person.
No, it's all AI as far as I know. Let's see, Pit. I think Pit might be the most impressive out of all of them. Like, this looks like it literally could have come out of 70s movie.
It looks like he came out of one of those Greek god movies, and like, you know what I mean? From like, they used to make a lot. I don't remember what it's called. There's one.
No, I know I think I know what you mean. And what shocks me is just like the little details, like this is gonna sound gross, but like the armpit hair and the chest hair, you know, like it's the little things. I mean, like, heck, look at Lucina. Look at all this detail stuff. But still,
Look at Yoshi.
Like, Yoshi, yes. Like, Yoshi is, he looks more like Croc from Croc Legend of the Gobos. I will say that. But, I mean, I'm terrified, but also optimistic, you know, because it can give people a lot of opportunities for creative ventures, I feel like, to kind of take some of the power out of, like, because I feel like copyright has caused a lot of problems for people trying to get into the industry because they want to own everything and basically monitor what everybody makes. This gives people a chance to make a living for themselves and hopefully can kind of even the playing field a bit. And once again, I'm not trying to imply what you think I'm trying to imply, but I think it could lead to a better society. But there are a lot of issues with AI, for example, like, is this going to replace a lot of like our normal type artists and stuff? Because that was one of the few things people had as a gateway for getting out of all the problems of being stuck in a 9-to-5 world. So I don't like AI in the monetary sense, but for a possible like society where we could hopefully go like Star Trek and move past just monetary gain, I think it could be beneficial. What do you think about AI, Chase?
I think it's just a tool like anything else at this point. I think that it could get farther and it could become something else, but as of right now, it's just at that tool level. So I think right now it's like, it just depends. The future is very unclear as to where it's going to go because, like, just with any other tool we've seen, it can be taken in many different directions. Take the internet, for example. The internet was a tool, but look how many different things it can do. Like, if it just depends on the user, really, at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. It's been used for a lot of good and a lot of bad. Like, it's one of those where society in the infant stages needs to really do the best they can to have this be a tool of the people instead of a tool that takes advantage of people, you know?
Yeah.
Including Terminator. We don't want no Terminator up in this. Have a big off button if you need it.
Now, the moment robots... Have you seen the humanoid AI? I was on TikTok.
Are you going to give me more nightmare fuel than that Mewtwo I saw in this video? Because that was already scaring me enough.
Scary right there. And who's in the back? Who is in the back?
I don't. You know what? I don't want to look at this anymore. Instead, I'm going to look at Hot Zelda. Okay, we're going to look at Hot Zelda.
That's actually really good.
I know, right? If you could tweak the dress a bit, you know.
But can you see what's wrong with this picture?
Let's see. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. The hands look normal for once.
No, they don't.
Wait, no.
Do you have a finger that goes in between your...
Whoa.
Something about that is just unsettling.
Yeah, no, yeah. The fingers are always, for some reason, the biggest thing that seems to take the hit.
Hands are hard to make, even for artists that are, like, trained. Mm-hmm. Hands are tough.
I'm surprised how well, like, AI can do hair, honestly, because I felt like hair was always such a hard thing.
Hair is tough, too. Let's look for other hands.
Okay, so we got Mario here. He's got 4 fingers. That ain't right. Link kind of looks like the bow is coming out of his finger.
Mm-hmm. Coming out of his finger.
Yeah. But one thing I have to say, as Princess Peach stares at us like Jeff the Killer for a minute here, I will say that as impressive as this is, there's been a lot of people who are like, oh, AI is not going to like replace anything. It's not that good. Like, you can notice the imperfections, as we're pointing out here. Y'all know what this is going to look like in 10 years from now. So remember how we went from Atari to PlayStation 3, and Atari was like, what, the 1970s? And then
what was AI 10 years ago?
What's that?
What was AI 10 years ago? That's the real question, because then we can look at what it was 10 years ago and how far it is now. Because, like,
exactly
10 years ago, AI was groundbreaking. Like 10 years ago, it was groundbreaking when you could talk to an NPC and it responded. Like,
mm-hmm. Exactly.
You're able to get full conversations going. Like, wow, that's crazy.
It used to
now
be like,
it doesn't respond. It's like,
Mm-hmm. And all this looks like way better than Atari graphics could have even dreamed. I mean, of course, there's some uncanniness to it, but like the detail is incredible in all these, and it's going to just keep getting better. to where we're basically going to have the holodeck in Star Trek, if you know what I mean. And I'm just impressed.
That one's crazy right there.
Yeah. And the fact that it can move, and what surprises me is like, because I can understand like the anime ones or the cartoon ones, because you know it's a drawing. They can have it be a little more simplified. The fact that they can do this with such stuff to make it look like it's from like the 60s is crazy to me. And like this, if you told me like a few years ago that this wasn't AI, I would think it was like a sculpture or something. That's how good
it looks like. It could be a person, like from, if you hit play for a second, watch this clip again. Like that, these clips look like they're straight up from those cheesy old movies.
Exactly. And put it in put this on a CRT
now that one doesn't
on VHS.
Donkey Kong, I think we can agree, looks a little something's wrong there.
Oh yeah, I know.
Something's wrong with the Kong.
He looks like he came off the set of the modern Planet of the Apes movies. I mean, he looks like trash. I mean, no, he looks like
he looks like plastic.
Yeah. He looks somehow like he looks
Kirby is a little messed up too.
I want Donkey Kong. Mom be like, we have Donkey Kong at home. But this isn't to take away from the work that Abandoned Films does, because like this is honestly incredible. To pull up his channel here, I would show his one of his other things, but I think YouTube doesn't like it when they show this, so instead I'll just show his YouTube channel. But he's been doing a lot of these where he's been doing with like Mortal Kombat. He's done it with Legend of Zelda.
Mortal Kombat might be better than the other one.
What? Oh, in what way? In what way?
There's already more views. No, I'm just kidding.
Yay! Oh,
in a realm where power and honor are the ultimate prizes, warriors from across dimensions are summoned for the fight of their lives.
Yeah, this guy. Look at his hand right here. He looks like Gigan from the Godzilla movies.
Fight of their lives. Step into the brutal world of
like, look at this.
Oh, that looks
super awesome. Cool. This right
looks like
here,
it's a Power Ranger movie.
Yeah. But honestly, I think this frame looks better than the recent Mortal Kombat movie we had. In fact, like it looks a lot more fantastical. Is that a word? Like it looks more like the games do. And look at this too, where they can literally take some of the fictional characters. You know, a challenge in adapting like video games is a lot of the men and the women in video games prior to 2013 tend to have, you know, a very attractive bodies. So they can make this dude look about as jacked as possible, looking like he's Superman. Like,
yeah, you don't have to rely on actors.
Yeah. And that's also threatening too for the actors. So there's a lot of murky gray area, but I think Hollywood is losing a lot of power here because, I mean, look at this. This is, I can't believe we're this far already. It wasn't that we just got the AI images already. We already have moving video like this, and we're like, what, about 2 years into where this really got big?
Well, so right now, I don't really know much about Abandoned Films, but how do they make these? Do you know?
No, I think it's some sort of like, maybe like a deepfake technology, which got its recognition from some certain kinds of videos on the internet back in the day. But it's... Yeah, I was more looking at his eyes, how cool that looks. But I mean,
well, just because think about it, like 5 years ago, there is when AI kind of started, or even like, let's go back a little more, 10 years ago, we started hearing about AI and like personal assistant AI bots like ChatGPT and things. But like nobody had access to that kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Not then. Now it's public. Like everybody has access to ChatGPT and like it's free. You can do it for free online. So like, thinking about it, like things like this, how long until this stuff is public? Like how long until someone can make their own movie with AI or like, right? See, and I think that's the good thing about it though, because like, for example, I don't write a ton, but I've like thought about video game concepts and things like that. I was like, I'd love to bring my characters to life and like see what they might look like. And then with AI, I would have the ability to do that because I don't have those skills to like render and all those things. And you know, so I think there's good things to AI because it can open up creative things to people, but it also is dangerous because I don't think it should. I don't think AI is going to replace people. I think in reality, certain people, if they're good at what they're doing, then it's just going to be another competition thing. So I think it's not going to be, it might make it harder for them. But I mean, I think I'll always prefer working with a person on something specific I want over an AI, because AI, as great as it is, it can't understand like a person's vision as well as a person can, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think I would be in agreement with that, because I think it's going to give a lot more tools for people to like play pretend as an adult, you know? Like, I think it's going to be a new thing like video games are, to where it can do a lot of fun things. But I don't really think, honestly, and this is going to be sound some for people who are used to doomer content on YouTube about where society is going. Let me give you something optimistic. Like, you know, the whole thing going on right now with the ads for like the AI girlfriends and all that. I don't think that's going to end up in society like people really think they are, because at the end of the day, it's like playing a video game, you know, like a dating sim. It's not real, you know. I think because of this stuff going big, I think there's going to be a deeper drive amongst humans for when they're not doing this AI stuff. I think we're finally going to get a more connected culture in some way, and because I think live events are going to get bigger. And because it's going to be so much easier, this stuff is going to be less impressive.
It's going to be more desired.
Exactly. And when something's a hot commodity, people go after it. We've seen it in a lot of negative ways, you know, like with money. Money is a hot commodity. So people will do good things to get it. People will do bad things to get it. Same with, you know, partners, you know, same with adult beverages, you know.
Well, just think about it.
Thing. Yeah.
Like if right now, if Hollywood, let's say, made a complete movie out of AI, you know how many people go to see a movie just because of the actor or actress that's in it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's some of the deciding features on why people watch a movie. So if you say, like, this movie was made with no actors, you know, or like that just doesn't, they're gonna lose so much money. So if they did that, I mean, technically they probably could. And would they save money in making it? I mean, they wouldn't have to pay all those people, but they would also lose a ton of revenue, because I mean, those actors there's going to be part of the thing that drives people in, you know, to come and see the movie.
True. And it also depends, like, do people really want that actor or the legend of the actor? Because we've seen it with them resurrecting actors who've passed away, and there's been all these lawsuits right now. Disney
so
had
creepy.
It with, yeah, like Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars. Like, there's his family or whatever, I think, right now, are like suing Disney because of what happened with Rogue One. And it's one of those where I worry about the Hollywood industry, because I think a lot of these big studios in Hollywood who have so much leverage are going to be saying, like, they're going to be like, hey, every time you sign with us, you got to read the terms and service agreement, and you got to sign, basically, we have your likeness forever. I think that's a problem. And I think why this AI thing might be a good thing, because if everybody and their grandma, like your grandma could make this if she put in enough work. And, she really could. And that kind of gives some power to, okay, maybe Hollywood won't have as much leverage to, like, oh, we can't treat our actors, or we know all the problems that happened recently with the SAG-AFTRA strike, with the writers, the actors. There's talk about the digital creators, like, to do the effects and stuff like that. They might be striking too. So this could also be something that could go in the favor of the creatives. So it could honestly bring something about very positive. So it's up for interpretation, really. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the Smash Brothers one here. And while we wrap up here, Chase, do you have any closing thoughts you would like to say about this whole AI ordeal?
Here's what I think overall. AI is a great tool, and I think there's a lot of cool things that can be done with it. I think it gives the common person the ability to do what they were never able to do before. And I think that's super cool, because let's be honest, as much as I'd love, and this is the sad reality, I mean, we have people who can actually create these things. But if, let's say, an average person has the dream to make a movie or something like that, and let's be real, like, single parents are out there. Even me, I'm single, and I don't have any children or anything, but I can barely afford to, like, pay for things now. And let's say I wanted to make a movie. Well, this would give me the opportunity to actually learn and start doing something like that and chase that dream, I think that's super cool, because as much as I'd love to pay an entire team and get artists and get like, you know, writers and things like that, that's just not realistic for me. That's not something that would be able to happen. Now, for those who can make it happen, amazing. But I think this is opening a door for the more common person to pursue those dreams they have. And I think that's a great thing for that. But I also think it can be dangerous. And I think there should be, I feel like just like anything else, people just need to be aware. And I think that's the problem, is people simply lack awareness in this sort of thing. So there's definitely going to be, going in the future, there's no doubt we're going to see lawsuits and things like that when it comes to AI, because something's going to happen. But I think it can be a super great tool, and we're just going to have to see where it goes.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more. I think it's going to be, we're living in the AI revolution right now. And it's going to be very impactful to see where this goes. How much will it factor the creatives, the companies? You know, there's a lot of unknown area, and it's kind of exciting in a lot of ways, because this is like when the internet, you know, came around. There was a lot of change that happened in our society. So I really hope that, like with anybody, I would like to see, hopefully it sparks a lot of good ways that people can have fun and have a good life, than something that could, you know, be used for a lot of really malicious purposes. And I think we'll get both. I really do. And I hope, though, that the good outweighs the bad. And I do want to give... I think
it'll be just like the internet.
Yes. Yes. And hopefully it's more like the internet in its early days, as opposed to how the internet's been for society the past, since like what, 2016? Like, it's gotten, the commercialization of the internet hurt a lot.
At this point, where the internet is, it's still a great tool, and it's still, like, obviously everybody uses it every single day, majority of people. And so I think it just comes down to, like, you know, at this point, if I feel like it's more concerning about if you're a parent. If you are not a parent and you are not, because like if you're a person and you do something stupid, at the end of the day, that's kind of on you. Now, I do think there's some learning things that go into it. And I'm not calling anyone stupid because they did something wrong on AI, but I think there's a difference between being stupid and being ignorant. Being ignorant is when you are going into something, but you just simply don't know about it. Being stupid is knowing that you're doing something wrong and doing it anyways. So
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Exactly. I think that's how it is. I mean, so like if you are an adult, or you are like, you know what you're doing, but you decide to do something stupid in AI, then that's simply on you at that point, because you knew, or you should know, or you know where to find out or get resources on that. I feel like it's more of something to worry about if you're like a parent or something, because kids and stuff, I mean, kids are growing up about not even in schools aren't going to teach them about AI. And that's the worst thing. I mean, it's the same thing with like with everything. I mean, just think about it. Schools aren't teaching kids about AI and what it can do. And that's dangerous, because you know what that means? That means they're either learning from their parents, which could be good, or they're learning from themselves. And that's dangerous right there, because when a 10-year-old goes and finds out what you can do with AI, that's
absolutely. Well, look at our, not to go too much on a tangent here when we're wrapping up, but like we've seen it before, you know, with issues with like when it comes to in schooling, you know, teaching everybody about, like, say, sex ed is a bit of a touchy subject, and people have different beliefs on how the schooling should handle it. And we know with very important information like that can really affect your life, we've seen to where being at such a young age, especially if people are not as knowledgeable on it, it can make for a little bit of a harder life going forward if you don't know as much about the sort of things. Anytime a kid's coming into adult, you know, learning about like adult beverages or substances, you know, like if all you learned about substances were through 1980s commercials, you might not know about like the real costs that can happen when you try to incorporate in those lives, and that can ruin your life. So I agree completely. I think with when it comes to AI, things need to be
transparency.
Yes. I think society can learn a lot from transparency. And I hope in the AI revolution here, with them especially making this free for people to try out, I think hopefully it's off to a good start, like kind of like with Blender, where it's free and everybody can learn it if they take time to.
Exactly. And there's resources available. And I think that's how it should be. And so,
Yes.
I mean, we'll see where it goes. I
There's
think
a
right
lot
now
of potential here.
we're heading in I'd like to say we're heading in a good direction, but in the reality, this is going to be a really cheesy metaphor, but you're the one holding the compass. So you really get to choose what direction you want to go with it, because I mean, as of right now, it's very much in our hands. So we should appreciate that while it's here, because I mean, eventually it's probably not going to be in our hands as much as it is now. I mean, in reality, it's not in our hands that much, but it's a lot more in our hands now than what it's going to be in the future. Think about YouTube.
Very true.
I mean, technically it wasn't in the person's hands, but I mean, imagine how much more control we had then compared to now. So like, it's the exact same thing. I mean, it's just going to be something that's only going to get more limited. And I mean, we might be able to get more stuff, but it's important to start learning about this stuff in the early stages, so that way you're not overwhelmed later on.
And it doesn't hurt to learn a new skill. You know, the more you know about a car, the less likely you can fall for a scam when you're talking to a used car salesman, you know? So it doesn't have to learn and use things ethically. So I think there could be some very promising things in the future with this. And I think we're both in agreement that it can be fun, but we need to be cautious.
Exactly.
So with all that said, we'll wrap that up. Chase, where can people find you on this great internet?
You can find me on Twitter at PianoESA. That's where I post my Overwatch clips every once in a while. It's been a couple months, but that's where I post them. So I watch a lot more than I actually post, but when I get a good one, I'll post it there.
So if you want to see them getting wrecked in Overwatch, you know where to go. And
I
if you
usually
want to
post
see
support,
more,
so it's usually them getting saved, but you know, it's fine. Just kidding.
And if you want to support the channel and join us on this road trip to the road to everywhere, you can hit the subscribe button down below. You can like the video, you know, all the usual YouTube spiel you hear every person on this website say. So if you like the channel, you can subscribe, comment, you know, I like that stuff. So, hey, thank you though for so much for joining us on this road trip to the road to everywhere. I hope everybody has a great night, and let's not have a night of fear over AI. Let's hope we can have a night hopefully filled with opportunity. With all that said, thank you for joining us on this road trip.